time you learned about manipulation and haggling. All right, so how do we do this? The first thing you want to do when dealing with any merchant is go to Persuasion. And to do Persuasion, what you do is you look at the face. So if they like it, that's the thing that you want to have all of the bars on, and if they don't like it, you want to have the few bars on it. So they don't. She doesn't like admire.
Not now, not later, not
so we do
ever.
that. Let's see, between these two, she doesn't like joke.
That's just not funny.
And then we want to do
What a
boast,
great-
coerce,
Please.
and we want to
I'm sorry.
gain persuasion here. We want to increase this thing, and then once you do this a few times,
No
you'll
more.
see
Don't waste
what
your
things
fool-
they
That's
like
just
and what things they don't
stupid.
like,
Really?
and the influence each thing
Interesting.
has. So she likes coerce and boast, so we want the big bars
What a great.
on
no more.
admire.
Don't
I'm sorry,
talk
the
such
big
what a
bars
dumb joke.
on coerce and boast, little bars on admire and joke. So we can
No more.
take a move to get
Don't waste your.
the little bars
what a
on the things she
dumb
doesn't
joke.
like, and then just
I
keep
wish I
doing
could say
that until you
that.
get the big bars where you want them to be.
That's just stupid. Don't waste your. Don't.
And you want to keep
Please.
doing this until
I'm
you can't do it
sorry.
anymore. And once you can't do it anymore, you can go back, and then we can barter.
Only
So when you
quality goods for
barter, you
sale
can
here.
haggle.
What
So
can
you
I
click
help
on the
you with?
haggle button, and based on disposition and your mercantile skill, you can get away with haggling a lot, but if you are low mercantile skill and their disposition is not very high, you can probably only get away with like changing this a little bit. So let's try to test. So we were at 43%. We're going to bump it up to 45. Try selling her something we don't care about. It's one item. Okay, so she accepted it. Now, if the haggle fails, what will happen is she'll decline, and then her disposition will go down. So you can kind of push up incrementally to see where their sweet spot is. And then every time you fail, you have to reduce it by like at least 2%. So like if we were at 45 and we knew that trades, if her disposition goes down, we might have to go down to like 44 or 43%. So I'm going to try to sell another item, even if the item's value has not changed. All right, so she accepts that. So we can try doing 1 more percent. You can do this to test the waters, and the reason why you want to do this,
You've made a good bit of gold.
I think we might be like just on the barrier. The reason you want to do this is because sometimes they have crazy expensive things that you want, so even getting a few percent off will reduce the value. So if we wanted to buy this Akavari Warblade, it'll cost us 5,000 septims, so every percent off we get is going to drastically reduce how much we have to buy it for if we wanted to buy something. Or if we just want to sell something that's worth a lot of value, the more like we sell for and the less we buy at, we can sell for more and buy for less. It's really that simple. So we can try bumping this up to like 48. See if she's fine with that. And you can sell like a random item. Doesn't really matter.
That's a good deal.
All right, so we got her to 48%. We can try test our luck at 49. Now, once you have this set, you can come back to certain merchants that have super high disposition and super high barter rates that are good percentages for you, and then just like rip them off all day and make as much money as you possibly can off of them. So that's like what you're after. So we're almost, let's see if we can get to 50%. You want to take note of who. Nice. So we're at 50% sell, 164% buy, and we already shaved off like several hundred septims on this if we really wanted to buy it. So this is like the basics of it, and then once you come back, you can continue to like check and bump this up as it makes sense, and then if they like you less, obviously it'll go down. So it's really up to you to keep track of like who buys things for what and for how much. But this is like the basics of bartering, and you can also bribe people
Appreciate.
to improve their disposition. And some people are
Yes.
cheap to bribe. So like right now we can't do this anymore unless we get our speechcraft up. But we could bribe her continually to get her to a higher rank so that we could increase the amount we sell for. So that's always an option too. Also, do not sit on that interaction. Like if you go to do persuasion and you just sit there, it'll slowly tick down. So you do not want to do
Very
that.
well.
You want to quickly max it out as best you can and then set your haggle price and try to get it to the sweet spot where it's like just before they would refuse, to get as much money from the merchants as possible. That is pretty much it for this basic merchant guide, as well as a basic persuasion guide. If you found this useful, definitely like and subscribe, and feel free to drop a comment as to how you like to decide who you sell things to and how you like to merchant and haggle and all that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.